Oh, my. It is. Seriously. This is good, what's happening in Russia right now. Vladimir Putin, who just put a Russian pop singer, pop star, one of the biggest stars, I guess, who would she be, like Beyonce? One of the biggest stars, all kinds of awards from Putin even. He's just arrested his or her husband because he spoke out against the war. And so Putin declared him a foreign agent. And now she's saying, I want to be declared a foreign agent too. If really my husband's a foreign agent, then I must be one too. Shh, keep that to yourself. Don't. No, it probably won't end well for you. Stay away from windows and rooftops. I'm just saying. Last night, in a very unusual and still unexplained move, Vladimir Putin was 2 hours late for his speech. He is always on time. The nation waited and waited and waited for him to give this groundbreaking speech on Ukraine. It was late. After 2 hours, the Russian news agency said, go to bed. He's not coming. He gave it in the morning, which is late last night, our time. And he did make some announcements, which, wonderful. He announced a partial military mobilization, putting the country's people and economy on a wartime footing. He said, we have to turn Ukraine's people into cannon fodder. He said mobilization events would begin Wednesday, today. He didn't say what that was, other than he had ordered an increase in funding to boost Russia's weapons production. He's also now telling the industries what they should and shouldn't make. I can't think of the last time, because Germany just did that. They've just taken over some companies, and they're like, hey, we got to take over because, we've got an emergency on our hands. When was the last time Germany and Russia were telling their companies what to make? Oh, man, was it when they went into the Beetle production in the 1960s? Oh, no, that happened earlier, too. I can't remember, but the partial mobilization is kind of hazy. He wants citizens to contribute more to the war effort, but they haven't declared war. This is a special military operation. He said, I reiterate, we are talking about partial mobilization. That is, only citizens who are currently in the reserves will be subject to conscription, and above all, those who served in armed forces have a certain military specialty and relevant experience. Conscripts will be obligatory, and they'll go through the additional military training based on the experience of the special military operation before departing to the unit. So he's calling everybody up. He also said that nuclear options are on the table, no joke. He said this isn't a joke. I don't know if he was making fun of Joe Biden, but he said it's not a joke, that nuclear options are on the table.
I've seen that translated as not a bluff.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah. Okay.
Which neither one makes me feel good.
No. And what makes me feel worse is I'm seeing MSNBC and CNN run, the chyron at the bottom of the screen. Joe Biden is going to be speaking now at the UN, and it's saying he's about to give a critical speech about the war.
What worries you with this?
Critical.
What worries you with this situation overall, though? Not just the speech from Biden, but Russia, Ukraine. What do you see as the
nuclear war?
How does that happen?
How does that happen?
Yeah.
We have a guest. Can we ask to push back? I'm so sorry. We just got the president's speech is coming. What I think it could happen is I think that the world leadership, they want war. The way to change everything is to have a war, because everybody's so concerned about war that, who cares about the dollar or replacing it, or you are no longer doing that job, or we don't have fertilizer. All of that stuff becomes secondary to a global war. Putin knows this. The Western leadership clearly knows this. I fear that Putin could do something that would be provocative, and we will jump in and escalate. And before you know it, we're in nuclear war. If you believe there is such a thing as a surplus population, if you want to reset the entire world, remember, who's Putin's brain? Who's Putin's brain? Putin's brain is Alexander Dugin. Alexander Dugin is the guy who came up with this whole thing in Ukraine. And his plan ends with literally, in his words, the literal biblical Armageddon, that we must completely destroy all of technology and all of the old world, if you will, the one we're currently living in, so the world can be reset. He makes Klaus Schwab seem like my best friend. That's who designed this. So what you might think could never happen could very well happen. Because remember, the things we're talking about in the news today, much of it I told you would happen. And even I thought to myself, can it? That can't happen. Really? And look at the world we're living in.